Hey, welcome to another adventure in old code. Today we're going to look at something called game. I have no idea. Game. I have no clue if this is mine or my brother's, because this is from the QBasic folder. Let us have a look at game. Now, earlier in a previous episode, we did the game. This is just game. So we'll see what this looks like. This is great. I don't see anything that tells me whether it's my program or my brother's program. There's no date on this. Let's just run it and see. 75. Strength. Strength. Okay, this is misspelt, but okay. Do you want a number? Okay, 31. That's my favorite number. 44. Accuracy. 80 accuracy. Minus 36 hit points. 100 hit points. 75 strength. I feel like we've looped back on ourselves. Yes. No, it wants a number. Okay, I'll type 75. Accuracy. It's subtracted from the previous value. So hit points, if I do 2 hit points, oh, I'll bet amongst all 3 of them, it can only add up to 75, and that's why it's subtracting every time. It's probably a way of distributing these 3 aspects of my character. Well, let's not give it let's not give it more than what it actually is. Okay, well, my strength, we'll say, is 25. My accuracy is 25. Look at this, and my hit points are 25. Okay, now I feel like something is going to happen. There's our guy. Okay, so my hit points are 25. Attack. 1 punch, 2 kick, or 3, who knows? A punch has a power of 25 and an accuracy of 25. The kick is more powerful, basically twice as powerful, but half as accurate for the most part. And then the mysterious attack is 100 power, but only works about 1 in 12 times. Okay, well let's punch. I have 1 in 4. Okay, so I still have 25 hit points. There's a 27 underneath the bad guy, I assume. Let's punch again. Sweet. So my punch reduced that number down to 25, so I can only assume that's his hit points. We'll try kicking this time. Ouch. Okay, so damage seems to be done when sounds are made. That time sound was made and my hit points are now down to 12. Well, this is terrible. I'm in a lot of trouble here because I only have 12 hit points. I could die next time. Let's try this mysterious 3. Oh, I think I died. Let's try again. This time I'll have, if I had 20, let's do 15. No, 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 no. Let's do 60 strength. 40 strength. My accuracy this time is going to be 30, leaving me 5 hit points. Let's see. Okay, there's me. Okay. See, now my kicks are really powerful. I could kill him in one punch. Well, this is just a roll of the dice. 30% chance. Let's do it. Okay, so I didn't do 40 damage. I only did what looks like, what did he start out with, 30? 27? Okay, we'll see how that gets calculated. I should actually also mention points is always 0, apparently. I don't know what that means. And I can say this now with 100% certainty. This is another one of my brother's creations. So shout out to you, Jeff. Let's see what you did. I could almost win here with another punch. And I think I just did. What? Oh, now there's a new bad guy. He's got 81 hit points, but now points has gone up to 1. So maybe points is the number of guys I've killed. Let's try my super duper destroyer. No, I don't think it worked. Oh, but he missed. I'm gonna try this thing again. No. It's curious, my hit points are 7, but I started out as 5. Maybe because I advanced a level I got a little bit better. We'll try kicking. Oh, he moves up again. Okay. Kicking again. Nice. I kicked him in his face. I might win this, but I'm scared. I'm going to punch him. I think I got him. Oh man, now I get another guy. Whew. My hit points are at 5. Well, I'm going to kick him. Ouch. Kick him again. Kick him again. Oh man, I'm just too good at this game. My hit points are up to 8. I want this thing to work, this super mysterious thing. I think it worked. I got 4 points now. This seems to be the optimum strategy. Very low hit points. We'll punch. Ouch. Big monster shot. No. Let's try kicking. Okay. Well, we could have fun with this all day long. Why are my hit points going up? Punch. Nope. Punch again. Nope. Punch again. Yes. See, he's dead. Well, I'm going to have to kill this, get out of this program. My hit points are up. Okay, that must be something that happens. Okay, let's break out of this and see how this has been done and if we can discover the rules. All right, let's go up to the top of the program. The first thing we notice, there's an empty line. Let's get rid of it. Declare sub you, declare sub him. Okay, so why did he spell the word him wrong? Maybe you can already see, look down a few lines, we have a bunch of variables. Him, him1, him2, and so the subroutine called him has to be spelled differently. That seems to be a very standard way that my brother did things. Of course, mine would have been a dot. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so random number generator, randomized timer. So we have 3 arrays called guy 1, guy 2, and 3 arrays him 1, him 2. These will hold images for sure. Screen 12, and we will go into you. So this draws the player, you. And we've seen this guy before. We've seen him. He's the same guy from Spy Move and that other game. I can't remember right now what it was called. But people were very hard to draw. It's very hard to make these random abstract strings of commands and have it look good first try. So you'd do something and then you'd tweak it and then you'd run it and then you tweak it and then you run it. And eventually you get a guy that looked great and then you just kept it because now you don't have to recreate guys anymore. So there was, I think, only 2 templates of people that we shared. I used this template in some of my programs, and there was another template that was very heavily used in some of our other programs, which we'll see eventually, I'm sure. So we're going to draw this. We won't look at these commands. We've seen them before. You can look up the episode on Spy Move if you're interested in that. And then we clear the screen. And then we p-set. Oh yes, we're going to be drawing each one of these guys punching and then kicking, which we've seen before. Okay, him. This guy is a bit different. I don't think we've quite seen him before. Head. We've seen that misspelling before. Very curious. So again, we're clearing the screen and we're p-setting here because we're setting a pixel as a frame of reference for our draw command. So all these draw commands will emanate from the last pixel drawn on screen. So that's why he's p-setting, putting a pixel at 18.8, and he's drawing all this. And he draws, and he draws, and he draws, and he draws. Oh, this is interesting. I've never seen... Usually the draw commands have a direction followed by a number of pixels that you go. What is GFE? GFE. You know what? I'll bet if you didn't put a pixel, or sorry, didn't put a number, it probably defaulted to 1. Let's have a look. Let's see what that draws. That's definitely his sword. So yeah, it is going by 1s every time. And sometimes he goes by 2s, so okay. That works. All right. So we draw the different frames for the bad guy. What? L1, GHEFG, GHEFG. Okay, we'll have to have a look at this. Okay, we'll end here and we'll draw this. So that's the guy. He's just sort of holding his sword or whatever it is. Okay. Then we draw all of this. Did I miss it? Yeah, here we go. Okay, and then he's punching. That's his punch, I would imagine. And finally, for the third frame, he's like hucking something at us. Okay. What is it that he's hucking? I thought it was a sword, but it looks kind of awkward to be a sword. Oh, did I get rid of the last end? No, I did not. Okay. So that draws our characters, and then we start our game loop. Points is 75. Oh, right. We choose our attributes first. So you print the points, and then you input the strength into strong. Subtract that from points. Then you clear the screen, and then you ask for accuracy, and subtract that from points. And then hit points, and subtract that from points. And you loop until they all equal 75. So the upshot to this is if I wanted to be a wimp and choose 3 for all of them, I can't. I have to exhaust all 75. Can I do... did he put any checks in if I wanted to do 70 and 30 and then minus 25? Huh! Is this instant death? Instant death. Okay. Well, actually, what happens if my strength is negative 100? Then I can have super awesome accuracy and 25 hit points. So now my power is negative. Oh, and you can see I have... well, the columns in the power and accuracy rows are kind of messed up. But my power now, if I punch him, I wonder, will I give him 100 hit points? So he's got 10 right now. I missed? Oh, I keep missing. I'll try kicking him. So now he's got 50 hit points. He started with 25. I'll kick him again. Now he's got 185 hit points. I'm like the opposite of killing him. Okay, I better stop this while I still have breath. Okay. So yes, okay. So that is a very cool idea. A bit glitchy, but that's okay. All right, points is equal to 0, because that is the Okay, so what he's done is he's used points so that you can get all your attributes lined up properly and distributed. And then he sets points to 0 because he's going to reuse the same variable. You'll remember there's a points every time I kill a guy that goes up. So totally different things, but he's going to use the same variable because why not? What could go wrong? And the truth is nothing can go wrong with this simple setup, but it makes it a nightmare to debug if something actually went wrong. Okay, but that's okay. Who cares, right? Okay, now we start our game. BHP is a random number between 1 and 85. Oh, the bad guy is HP, strength, and accuracy. These are all random between 1 and 85. His strength is between 1 and 25, and his accuracy is between 1 and 30. Okay, so we generate a random bad guy with attributes. Then we get his coordinates, and oh, that's my coordinates. Put me. We'll wait for 2 seconds, and we're going to set the coordinates once again. That was funny. Totally unnecessary. Because X and Y are not going to change in between those 2 lines. Anyway. Awesome. Now we start another loop. Clear the screen, print all of our stuff here. So the power, okay. So the punch's power is what you chose as your strength attribute. The kick is twice as strong, and the mysterious attack is 4 times as strong. Okay. And then similarly with the accuracy, as the strength doubles, the accuracy halves, and he's casted this to an integer because he didn't want you to have, 47.5 accuracy, although AC is... He did not declare AC, so by default it is a single. Okay, so it could actually hold decimals, so he's forcing it to be an integer. And okay, and the mysterious attack is, oh, it's actually, it didn't half again, it went down to 1/3. So relatively speaking, You'd think this would have been accuracy divided by 4 for that superpower, but he gives you a better chance of getting that than the pattern suggests. Okay, now we're locating 2039 and we're printing the bad guy's HP right directly below him. And then we put us and we put him. Now this is pretty cool because we're hard coding coordinates for the bad guy, 300 to 70, but we're using variables for the good guy, and that's because we're changing them. I suspect we'll change them a bit in the future. Well, this has never happened before. I don't know what input string of 1 does. I don't ever think I used such a command. Pow string equals input string 1. Hello? Hello? Hey there, future Joey here. I'm here to correct an error that I'm about to make in the video. When I imply that the QBasic help file is not completely 100% awesome. And to top it off, it is awesome, and the answer will be staring at me in the face, but I will neglect to see it, not once, but several times. And that just, I cannot let this go. So I don't want to perpetuate this false impression that the QBasic help file isn't 100% awesome. So I can't pollute the timeline. I'm just here as a casual observer with you. So let's continue. Yep, you see right there. File IO
second
function
bullet point.
It's okay, Joey. You'll get it. You'll get it. Trust your instincts. Yep. A file IO function that returns a string of characters read from the specified file. Okay. See also open. Well, this is for file IO.
Yeah, that's a false trail. Go back.
You'll get it. Okay,
You'll
we're
get
gonna wait here and we're gonna print pow string and then end. Okay, 73, 1, 1. It's 1. Okay, folks, we're gonna have to do some experimentation.
History repeats itself.
Ah, no, not var. I'm not using .NET.
No,
okay.
you're certainly not.
T string equals input string of 1. F. Okay, so print T string. K. What? All right, so it seems to suggest that this
Look at it, second bullet point.
it's right there. Okay, here's my explanation. Input string reads in characters from a file.
Yes, you're
Files
right.
in QBasic are defined by numbers. So you set,
Correct
you know,
again.
this file is number 1.
Yep.
And then you can print to it or read from it, and you
good so
reference
far.
that file by that number that you specify. Now, we haven't specified any number here.
You
we
are
just
correct.
said 1. So I don't know for sure, but I suspect 1 would be defaulted to
Look
the
at that
keyboard
second
buffer
bullet point.
as the file.
I'll even
in
highlight it
question.
for you.
So we could have had a file of random characters and input string 1. If we called that file number 1, it would read from it and then
Well, not quite.
return it to us, I suspect. But if we don't say anything, perhaps 1 is the defaulted to the keyboard buffer. And so it reads keyboard input and immediately advances to the next line. Now that is pretty cool because there are two ways you can do this. You could say, input something empty into tstring. So that's one way, and then print tstring. But then there would be a question mark, and you'd have to hit enter, and that's not fun. Let's clear the screen. Now to get rid of the question mark, I think you can just do the comma, and then you get a blinking cursor. I don't know why I'm doing K, but then you have to hit enter, and then it prints it. So now you got two Ks on the screen. So in my programs, I would probably do something like do tstring equals in key string loop until tstring is not empty, and then print tstring, and then I can hit K and it goes on screen. Or apparently I can do input string of 1 tstring, which is significantly less characters to write and has the same characteristics. So that's cool. What if I did 2? My theory is if I do 2, it won't work.
Oh, it works. You just don't know how to use it.
3. Yeah, I don't have.
Blew your mind there.
I hit 3 characters and it didn't. Oh, wait a second. See, this is where the QBasic help file totally loses me. Input.
It's just
5
you, buddy.
characters.
It's just
A,
you.
B, C, D, E. The QBasic help file said nothing about that.
Yes, it did. Bullet point 2. Look at bullet point
Totally nothing.
2. It's right there. Read it.
Let's get the index and we'll go to I. Yeah, it's totally, it doesn't say anything. So input string waits for the number of characters from, it's probably still the same thing. It's just, anyway, it seems to wait for that many characters to be put in from the keyboard, and then it flushes it and puts it into that variable. So, okay, cool. Whew. I have never seen that before in my life. That's awesome. We have.
Okay, so the explanation, the real explanation here, is in computing, most operating systems treat everything as a file. So all of your things that read from files, all the functions you use to read from files and to write to files can be used to read to any abstract thing that is a file. And a lot of Unix systems, well, pretty much all Unix systems work that way, and apparently DOS worked that way as well. I have no idea about Windows, but the low-level operating system functions that the computer takes care of, not even a human does it, but they are made to work with this abstract idea called a file. And so that could be a real file of characters, a text file, or it could just be something called the keyboard buffer, which abstractly is a file, which is constantly being updated. And so input string reads characters from a file, and if you don't specify which file, it defaults to the standard input device, as bullet point 2 said, and that is keyboard input. And so that is what is going on in the input string. I have to go now because I've been back in time too long. So see you later, and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Okay, so we've inputted that. Now, if ASCII of POW string equals 49, okay, what is character 49? 49 is 1. Sometimes he did much simpler things like input 1, and sometimes you know, he could have said POW string equals 1. But no, he converted it to its ASCII code and then checked for 49. All right. So if you've hit POW, then clear the screen. Oh, punch. Right, we chose 1 for punch. This is what you've chosen to attack with. We put the guy, put the enemy, for dir equals 1 to 1,000. Next, dir. IT equals 75 minus accuracy. IT equals IT divided by accuracy. Hit equal, Okay. Well, in like fashion, this episode is getting pretty long. So, how much left do we have here? We've got, we got enough for, I'm going to split this up into 2. Okay, so we're going to take a breather and we'll come back next time and we'll start figuring out what happens when you start typing buttons. So thanks for joining me in this episode of Old Code. Have a nice day and we'll see you next time.